What is up, fellow YouTubers? So, I'm back at you, Cool Cobras, with another cooking video. My cell phone's broken at the moment, so let's try this again, shall we? I'm making some barbecue ribs. And I had made some barbecue sauce, but I spilt it all over the floor, so I had to clean it up and redo part one of the video. Part two is going to be me taking the ribs out of the oven, cutting them, trying them, you know. You want good ribs, you gotta cook them on a low heat of 350 degrees for an hour to get them nice and cooked and tender. And here's the thing about YouTube. When I went to Walmart, they had ribs with barbecue sauce on them already. They did. But I decided I wanted to make my own sauce, kind of add different things to, you know. So, cooking with Cobra. Oh joy. Okay, so first things first, you want to grab a baking tray, wrap it in tin foil so your ribs don't stick to it. And now they got the oven preheated to 350 degrees. Let's make some barbecue sauce for our ribs. I'm making a sweet and savory barbecue sauce. So let's add some ingredients. We're going to add some Jack Daniels to it. We're going to add some butter. We're going to add some sugar, some seasoning. Alright, let's try this again. Now I am going to add 2 seasonings to the ribs itself, but we're going to have 4 seasonings for the barbecue sauce. So let me get all my ingredients here and we'll make the sauce. Oh my god, YouTube. When I spilled my barbecue sauce all over my carpet, I got it cleaned up. I did. I cleaned it up. But not without having an autistic freakout. Not without having an autistic freakout. I tell you what. So, we're going to add some seasoning to our barbecue sauce. We're going to get some honey chipotle barbecue rub. Throw a sprinkle of that in our bowl. Just like that. Some bone-sucking sauce, steak seasoning rub. Right there. Not a sponsor. None of these people sponsor me. This is just free advertisement. Alright. A little bit of that in there. And a little bit of Payne County all meat seasoning right there. Okay. There we go. Now I'm only going to use these 2 for the ribs itself, but We added this for extra flavor for. Okay, now we're gonna add our brown sugar next. You don't need a whole lot of brown sugar because we want it to be a little bit sweet and a little bit spicy. So that's what we're doing. That's what we're making it. Go ahead and drop some sugar in there, some brown sugar in there for a little bit of sweetness. Drop a little bit of brown sugar in there for a little bit of sweetness to go with our heat. And you don't want too much sugar in here because that shit will caramelize on the ribs. So that's definitely enough brown sugar. Alright, I'm going to put the brown sugar up. Now I got the oven preheated to 350 degrees, mind you. So now we got our seasoning in there. Let's add our sauce, our butter, our jack, and let's make some barbecue sauce, huh? We got some Country Crock churn style butter. Is this part necessary? No. But it's going to make your ribs artery clogging, fall off the bone delicious. Huh. Now people on YouTube are like, can you cook something else besides burgers and pizza? Like, is that all you do? You're such a retard. All you do is cook burgers and pizza. All you do is cook burgers and pizza. You're such a retard, Josh. Oh my God, Josh, you're so retarded. All you do is cook burgers and pizza. Man. That's good butter. Alright, so now that you've added some of that Country Crock churn style butter, I'm going to leave that out for the ribs. Alright. In there just like that. Now we're going to add some of this stuff. Some Jack Daniels. I'll take a quick squizzle of it. Hold up. Mmm. 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 Mm. Oh yeah, that's good. Oh, number 7. Into our bowl, we're going to add the rest of that jack, just like that. And then, ooh, wait, no, that's empty. Now we're going to add our barbecue sauce, microwave it, stir it. Let's have a smell of it, shall we? That smells sweet and savory. That's what it smells like. It smells sweet and savory. Now we're going to add some spicy to it. Famous Dave's Devil's Spit. Alright, so we'll take our Famous Dave's Devil's Spit barbecue sauce and we're going to throw it in the bowl here. And, ooh-wee. Right there, just the like of that. Well, I might add some more barbecue sauce to it, just a little bit more to thicken it out. There we go. Beautiful. Alright, that's going to be the barbecue sauce for our ribs. Now I'm going to put this up. And put this in the microwave so the butter melts. the ribs I chose to make, these are Tyson St. Louis, all right? Tender and juicy Tyson St. Louis style ribs. Made in the good old US of A. Yep, that's just barely big enough. All right. We'll get to doing that here in a second. We're going to need a knife to open it up. I'm going to step off camera for a second. And throw on my actual pants. But yeah, I put the sauce in for 1:44 seconds. So that way that butter can melt. And once it's all melted, we're going to stir it good. Alright. Now the butter in that barbecue sauce mixture is kind of unnecessary. The brown sugar, especially unnecessary. But like I said, it's going to make the ribs tender, fall off the bone, artery clogging, delicious. Alright, so now I got my pants on, ready to rock. Look at that. Beautiful. Alright, so let's stir this sauce around real quick and see how it looks. Now I'm looking for a certain thickness with the sauce. So now that I've got the butter and the jack and everything mixed in there and incorporated, let's have a taste of our sauce. Woohoo! Sweet, spicy, and savory. Ooh! YouTube, I'm liking that. I am loving that, dude. That is sweet, savory, and spicy. Oh, that's good. Okay, I want to add more sauce to that just because it's not quite the thickness I was hoping. Ooh, YouTube. YouTube. All four of them seasonings, that barbecue sauce, that Jack Daniels, that butter, that bread. Oh my god, dude, yes. This barbecue sauce is swinging. I want to thicken it up a little bit by adding the rest of that bottle. Yeah, I'm redoing this video because, like I said, I spilt my barbecue sauce all over the floor. I was not a happy Cobra, let me tell you. But while you're doing this, get your oven preheated to 350 degrees. My oven's already preheated, so all I gotta do is baste the ribs, stick them in there for an hour, and cook them. Pretty straightforward. Now this is gonna be a part two-er, because, you know, a lot of this is gonna be waiting for the ribs to cook. Got about 30 minutes left on the cook time. I want to open the oven and just sprinkle on some more of that barbecue sauce so it really bakes on there. But yeah, this is the base for our barbecue sauce that I'm making here. Devil spit. Alright, so let's stir it around real quick. Got another Cooking with Cobra segment going on. Go ahead and stir that barbecue sauce in there with the jack and the butter and the brown sugar and the seasonings. Okay, that's more like it. See that? That's got some thickness to it. That's got a little bit of thickness to it. Makes it easy to drizzle. Easier to drizzle because it's kind of liquidy, but it's got thickness on it. It's got a little bit of thickness on it, which I like. Alright. Let's see how we do. Well, YouTube. That combination right there is swinging. You got the spicy, you got the sweet, you got the heat, you got the savory. And it's not too spicy either. The butter and the brown sugar kind of dumbed down the heat on the Dave's famous sauce. Oh man, that's way good. All right, so now comes the fun part. We're going to. I'm gonna do this on camera so you can watch me do it. Man, this baking tray is just barely big enough for this rack of ribs. But we have some YouTube. We got some Tyson tender and juicy St. Louis style ribs. Oh yeah. Check out my new knife. That is sweet. All right. My friend Ellen gave me this knife for Christmas, and I greatly appreciate it. That's a good knife too. Anyways, not just any knife, but it's a Smith & Wesson knife, baby. All right. Okay, so I'm gonna scooch that sauce forward so I don't spill it again, because that sauce is perfect. It's sweet, it's savory, it's spicy. You can taste the jack in it. Now, I've seen the Jack Daniel's ribs at Walmart, and I'm like, they already got the sauce on them and everything, and I'm just like, okay, what fun is that? I want to make my own sauce. Alright. Oh, baby. These pork ribs just look heavenly, YouTube. If I can get them open. God damn it. Never a dull moment on the Cooking with Cobra segments. Nope. Never a dull moment with the Cooking with Cobra segments. Alright. Part 1. Making delicious, sweet, spicy, savory ribs. Part 1. What? Oh yeah, there we go. We got it on. We got it on there, baby. Now we're talking. Now we are talking. All right. Excuse me. Now that we got our ribs onto our baking tray, we're going to do one thing real quick. We're gonna smear our ribs in butter. I'm going to turn it diagonally in the tray here so it's all in there just like that. Beautiful. And we're going to take some butter. Oh, come on. There we go. I'm going to take a little bit of butter here, and I'm going to smear it all over the ribs. I'm just going to take this butter and just smear it all over the ribs. Okay, I'm gonna tenderize this mother with some butter. Okay, everything tastes better with butter, right? Well, not everything. I don't have any cooking spray, so this will have to do. So I want to take this butter and I'm just going to smear it all over the ribs here. Get a nice healthy coating of butter on both sides. This is what's going to keep it from sticking to our pan. Just like that. Okay, that side's fine. This is the side we're going to bake it on. This is the side I want to put the barbecue sauce on, because you can literally see the bones better on this side. You can. So this will be the side that'll go face up. So right now I'm just taking this butter and smearing this raw pork with all this buttery goodness. Now growing up, I watched my dad make barbecue ribs, and that was always a favorite summertime treat of mine. Going over to my mom and dad's house and my dad be grilling up some ribs, and I'm just like, oh. So I've never actually attempted to make ribs, so this will be quite interesting. I do know, though, you have to cook them low and slow if you're going to bake them in an oven. 350 degrees for an hour and a half maximum should do it. I'm going to go with 350 degrees for an hour. That should do it just fine. Yes, sir. And that butter's just going to melt all over the fucking ribs. You said you weren't going to cuss. Oh, well. Try not to. Force a habit, I guess. Although I kind of secretly wish that my baking dish was a little bit bigger, but oh well. Actually, we can make it fit. Yeah, there we go. There we go. There we go. Sitting in there diagonally, kind of squeeze it into the pan there. There we go. Beautiful. Now we got the ribs to fit. Smashing. Now by greasing up these pork ribs with butter, that's going to keep it from sticking to the pan, and it's going to add flavor. Straight up. This is looking so good so far. Is this step necessary? No, but it's going to make your ribs delicious, I guarantee that. Of course, I have no idea. I'm just winging the recipe here, YouTube. I have no flipping idea. But people on YouTube are like, I'm sick and tired of you cooking burgers and pizza. Like, why do you care? Oh, you're such a retard, Josh. All you can do is cook burgers and pizza. And I'm like, well, we'll see about that, won't we? People will definitely see about that. But yeah, I remember summertime when my dad would grill. He'd make ribs sometimes. And I thought, well, you know what? Spring's right around the corner, which means people are going to start barbecuing again. Of course, it's Wyoming. We'll barbecue in the winter. Like, here, hold my beer while I go outside and start the grill in like 25-degree weather. Anyways. Yeah, that's looking good. Okay, I want to set this down. This thing is smothered in butter. Alright. I'm going to wash my hands real quick and put the butter up. And then we'll add our seasoning and our barbecue sauce. Okay, got my hands washed. I'm going to dry them off. Then we're going to add some seasoning to the top of our ribs. And then we're going to add barbecue sauce. And we're going to just, yeah. Alrighty. We definitely don't need this butter anymore. It's churn style country crock. Okay, now comes the fun part. We're going to add some seasoning to our ribs, and then we're going to add our barbecue sauce to the top of this, and we're going to throw it in the oven. So far, no complaints, dude. This is looking pretty freaking delicious. So to the top of our ribs, we're going to add some of this bone-sucking sauce for steak and seasoning rub. Yeah, buddy. Just a little bit of that. And the other seasoning we're going to add to the top of our ribs is the Payne County all meat seasoning. Not a sponsor. None of these people are sponsors. This is just free advertisement. All right, beautiful. That looks good. All right, so now we're gonna add the barbecue sauce. Barbecue sauce. All right, so now we got our freshly mixed, freshly made barbecue sauce. We added a bunch of delicious stuff to it. You saw that already. So let's sit there and kind of want to add some to the top of it real quick. Okay, so now that we've got the barbecue sauce added to the top of our ribs, let's put it in the oven for 1 whole hour. And just so it gets it on the bottom, I'm going to pour a little bit into the pan as well. Now that I poured some on the bottom of the pan, I can go like that. Shake it around a little bit. Alrighty. Now I'm going to tuck these ribs into the baking tray here. And we got the sauce on the bottom and the top. Alright. That's when the director yells, "Cut!" No, I'm kidding. Alright. So, we'll let those ribs sit for an hour in the oven. And we have just a little bit of sauce to baste the top with at about 30 minutes. So when those ribs are about halfway done, I'm going to cover the top of them with the rest of the sauce. Alright, I don't know why I just said that. I'm tongue twisted right now. Fuck out of here with that. The ribs are in the oven. They're baking. And all we can do is wait patiently. We're done with our seasoning. We're done with the barbecue sauce. We're done with the butter. All of that. Well, we're not quite done with the barbecue sauce. We're going to add some more to the top of it at about 30 minutes, give or take. I mean, sincerely, a lot of these so-called Jack Daniels ribs, you know what I'm saying? They claim to taste like it, but no, they don't. They really don't. They really don't, YouTube. I got some barbecue sauce on my desk. Well, get out of here with that. Alright. Cool beans, dude. And then I could sit here and wait for a whole hour for these to bake up, but I'm not going to. At least not on camera. So, now we wait. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. I tried that barbecue sauce like you saw me do, and it had a sweet, savory, and just a mild heat to it. The butter and the brown sugar dumbed down the heat of the devil's spit and gave it some sweet, savory flavor. The seasoning combination just was phenomenal. So, okay. It's in the oven, 350 degrees for 1 whole hour. So, well, I guess I'll have to catch you cool cobras in about an hour or so. What? A Cooking with Cobra segment? What nonsense is this? Anyways, tubes, thanks for watching me make dank ribs. This is part 1. Making dank ribs part 1. And part 2 will be right around the corner just as soon as the hour's up, and yeah. Now the Jack Daniels and that barbecue sauce will, in fact, the alcohol will burn off in the oven when you bake it. It's just going to have the flavor of it. Okay. So, yep. Anyways, tubes, thanks for watching part 1, and I'll catch you next time on part 2. What is up, fellow YouTubers? It's your sexy goth bad boy, King Cobra JFS, back at you with another video. And I have gotten the ribs done. I pulled them out of the oven after an hour and then cut them into serving slices. Before cutting them into serving slices, I dumped some of the excess barbecue sauce off so they wouldn't get too messy. And the stuff that was baked on there stayed on there pretty nicely. They look pretty good, YouTube. So, Gothic King Cobra attempted to make barbecue ribs, and so far, no complaints. That barbecue mixture I made, sweet, savory, spicy, but not too spicy. It's got a nice mild heat to it. You know what goes good with ranch? Ribs. Ribs and ranch, man. Huh. Alright. So I'll squeeze a little bit of ranch out onto my plate to dip the ribs in. See how it do. Again, YouTube, I have never attempted to make ribs before. I mean, my dad would always make ribs and burgers and stuff like that during the summer. So, this is my attempt at some barbecue ribs. Let's see how I did. Let's get a bite without the ranch first. Let's try that again. Well, it's definitely a rib. But is it good? Oh, for my first time making ribs, not too bad, YouTube. Actually, you know what? These are pretty good. That sauce combination, it's spicy, it's sweet, it's savory. Yo. But the heat on these ribs, it's not overdone. It's a nice mild heat. Like I said, the butter and the brown sugar that I used in the sauce mixture, it dumbed down the heat just a little bit, you know. But oh, dude, you can taste the Jack Daniels in the ribs. Oh, dude, that Jack Daniels that I poured in the sauce for the ribs, you can taste it. Oh, that is just not quite fall off the bone, but you can at least tear it apart pretty easily. Mm. Not quite fall off the bone, but you can tear it off pretty easily. Mm. Mm. All right, we'll dunk it in ranch. We'll see how it do. Oh, piece of gristle. YouTube. YouTube. I am extremely happy with the way these turned out. Oh, dude. An hour was definitely long enough. They're cooked. Literally 350 degrees, 1 hour. Oh my god, YouTube. Yeah, I might have had my issues this morning, but it all came together. It all came together so beautifully. I've always loved ribs. I've always loved ribs ever since I was a kid. I've always loved ribs. Pork ribs are the best, dude. Baby back, Louisiana style. Mm. Mm. Oh. You can taste the Jack Daniels in the sauce, but really it's not even getting you drunk. I don't feel a buzz off of it or anything, which is good, you know. You can taste the Jack Daniels, but you can't feel it, if that makes any sense. Ooh. Yeah, them Devil's Spit barbecue sauce got a little tang on it, man. Got some heat on it. Spicy, savory, sweet. Oh, you too. That's gonna make for some tasty snacking later on. Go ahead and throw this plate away. But yes, sir, these I'm gonna put these in the fridge for later. Snack on them as I get hungry throughout the day. Spicy, savory, sweet. And oh yes, my baking tray is an absolute freaking mess. So I want to take the tin foil off, throw it away. Get this pan ready to be washed. And this is why I bake with tin foil on there. Because this tin foil is going to minimize the mess that we made here. There we go. Now look at that. After taking the tin foil off, the pan's a little bit greasy from that butter that I put on the ribs earlier, but other than that, that's pretty clean. Dry my hands off real quick. Yeah, an hour was all I needed, man. Those turned out perfect. They weren't quite fall off the bone, but just enough. You could just, bite into it. So granted, yeah, I spilt the barbecue sauce, had to redo that part of the video. Had an autistic blowout over it. Trolls talking shit on my live video. Unfortunately, I only have enough money to cover my rent, so I'm going to have to make money if I want money from my internet. And, which really sucks because my friend's birthday is coming up, and I wanted to get her something nice. I'll find a way to make some money before my friend's birthday so that way I can get her something nice. We'll figure it out, tubes. We always do. Even when I'm down on my luck, I always find a way to get back up. So really, no complaints here, man. Those ribs turned out pretty good. Oh. Wash out your handling the ding. People in the comment section tell me what I already know. Got a piece of rib stuck in my teeth. Is my temper perfect? No, my temper is still pretty nasty, but it has gotten better. And was I a little upset that I spilt the barbecue sauce the first time? You bet I was. But, well, I got over it because you kind of have to, you know? No sense in spending all goddamn day being pissed about it. Just seems kind of pointless, to be honest. Yeah. Well, right now, part one is processing, so that'll take some time. Anyways, YouTube, thank you for watching part two. Would I recommend that rib recipe? Absolutely. If you don't want it to be spicy, then, you know, get a different barbecue sauce. But, yeah, dude, those ribs are pretty dank. So, thank you for watching, and if you like the cooking, please subscribe for more.